Hello, welcome. This is Tio from What Tio would say photography. Thank you for tuning in. You know, today we got a very interesting topic. And I decided to name this episode "We Are All Educated." Um, when we hear the word education, we think of learning institution. This is a sensitive topic because going to school is and remains the top priority of our society. However, the time has changed. Entrepreneurship, we see entrepreneurship as a way of life. It's no longer a mythical horse that seems impossible to ride. I want to tackle, inform, and comfort those that didn't go the traditional route or tried to go the traditional route and it just didn't work. Um, Before we get started on this topic, let's define education: the process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university, the theory and practice of teaching, a body of knowledge acquired while being educated, information about or training in a particular field or subject. Those are those are the definition of education that I could find. But the one that I liked the most was this one. Education is the process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, morals, beliefs, and habits. Educational methods include teaching, training, storytelling, discussion, and directed research. I think that definition is more appropriate as we see education today. And I wanted to to say that education, you can educate yourself. You know, education is such, if you just notice, it's such an overall broad definition. It has a broad definition. So, for those that, went, didn't finish, whatever the case is, you're still good. Don't let no one tell you any different, because, we have individuals that feel education is the one and only path. We have people that don't believe that institutional education is the path. You're both right at the end of the day. We both choose how we go. And to tackle this properly, I'm going to throw myself in the lion's den. As you can see, Alfred U is my alma mater. I did graduate from there. I did receive my bachelor's degree from there, and then I received an, another two sets of degrees. I received another bachelor's, and I finished out with my master's, and I decided that's where I wanted to go. And all my degrees are all in the criminal justice field, just to be specific. And then when I decided to take on photography, I didn't have an educational background. I didn't go to school for photography, even though Alfred is an art school, but I didn't dwell on any of those things, excuse me. And so when I started opening and doing business in photography, there was a little bit of insecurity there because it was, I'm looking and comparing myself to other photographers. I noticed a lot of them went to art school or they took photography as a major. And then I realized something, we all have the ability to educate ourselves. I, in my humble opinion, I believe institutional education just teaches you to learn and research the things you need to know and put it in a structured box versus someone who self-educates. You're at your own leisure. You're doing that at your own pace. And not only that, but you're also, in lack of better words, you're teaching yourself what you want to learn exactly. And then you have other avenues. You could self teach yourself something, then you can reach out to mentors. You know, college is not the only place of education. A library is a place of education and it's free. You can go in, get yourself a library card and get all the books you want to get on the things you want to learn about. We have trade schools. You have a lot of construction workers that went to trade school. They teach a specific skill set for you to obtain. And I fall on both parts of that equation. I am an educated, college educated individual, 3 degrees under my belt, and I'm also, um, to some extent, a self-taught photographer. Who I trained myself, educated myself. Now I have a slight edge and advantage because my father was a professional videographer. So, but he didn't go to school for videography. Neither did my uncle, who was a photographer, and they work hand in hand together. And you know what? And they learn through trial and error, just like everyone else, reading the manuals and just getting out there and you know taking the risk of making mistakes and getting better at their craft. There's no such thing as losing when it comes to education. It's you're learning a new skill. You learn what not to do for the next time. And I want all individuals, whether you're an artist, whether you're into the arts, whether you're into acting, I don't care what it is, don't let anyone tell you that you are not educated. You are educated. You just have your background may differ from things to things. It's interesting because I'm in a public safety field. When I first got in, I was the kid with the bachelor's degree, and I had my chief tell me, my degree didn't mean anything, and at first I was taken back, and then I realized we're us as a society is moving so fast that we have to put a stamp on everything to legitimize everything. You know, 20, 30, 40 years ago, you entered the field because, say, your parent was into it, or you got lucky enough, you had a mentor that took you under their wings and showed you the game, and I get the opportunity to talk to multiple people from different backgrounds, and the ones and I felt this video was important because I wanted this video to be for the next generation where education is respected, but they have so many options that they can broad. And I want to tell them, don't be afraid of institutional education. If you choose not to do it, it's okay. Just know that it's there and it's available for you if you choose to do it. There are certain fields where, institutional learning is necessary. You definitely have to do it. You know, that's a subjective thought process, and some people may find it, but I would feel very comfortable if you had a medical degree and you're my physician. I'm going to just be brutally honest. So be great, do the work. Don't get discouraged. I think the problem is that people are looking down on others, and I think that is a huge problem instead of embracing others. And I see the problem on both sides. The educators looking down on the entrepreneurs looking down on the educators, and everybody has their mixed thoughts and emotions. Well, let the hybrid tell you that it's okay to be one or the other. Accept your path, accept the results, and move on from there and put in the work. Your job, as far as being on this earth, is to to leave something on this earth that everyone could benefit from, which is humanity. That's my 2 cents. It was a little bit on photography and it wasn't, but I thought it was a topic that was worth chasing. Till then, my friends, be great. Peace.